Yeah, you have to find a way to win this one. I know we talked a little bit off air after last week's show about some of the reasoning why we think that the Bears absolutely have to win this one, but I just think that if we have Justin Fields, and I know we probably don't want to see him play, but that's the type of kid that you have to take his helmet. Like he's going to play if he wants to play and is cleared to. It's not going to be a we'll sit him out situation. They can't stop anyone running the football, dude, and all we do is run the football. This could be a boa constrictor game. This could be a game where it doesn't matter what quarterback we have playing, as long as we're able to get 3 to 4 yards in a cloud of dust and keep the chains moving. We'll stay on the field and we'll keep that drug addict on the sideline with his peace pipe, breaking every tablet in sight.
Bro, they gave up, what was it, 363 rushing yards last week?
Yeah, they got killed, dude.
And Hurts and Miles Sanders.
That was Hurts.
The score was not indicative of that game.
32nd in run defense DVOA. This team spent, I believe it was the second most money on the defensive side of the ball. The second most money on the defensive side of the ball, and their defense is playing like this. They've had a lot of letdowns from guys not playing as well as they did last year. Rasul Douglas, obviously, even in the secondary. You got Kenny Clark not playing as well. Scott Crawford here, our boy Scott from Iowa. Hurts had 100-yard rushing in the first quarter. That's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild. Like
to even have that much possession, because it's not like you can get it all on one drive.
No, I mean, like electric. They're getting these explosive plays too. Like it's just, and I mean, a lot of that too is guys being hurt. We talked about, was it Campbell? We talked about a couple other guys, but just not knowing gaps. I guess I don't really know. Like the talent, the defensive coordinator is getting a lot of heat this past week too. Like Joe Barry, people want his head on a swivel. Like they want him ran out of town. They don't even want him coaching this week against the Bears. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're running a ton of zone. I don't know if you watched any of the film this week. I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
So you probably have a little bit more insight on like exactly how all that. I mean, I watched the game on Sunday, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're cover 3 and cover 1 almost exclusively. It's weird. It's very weird. Last year, like I was making fun of the Packers a year ago for having Joe Barry as their defensive coordinator, a guy who's been around the league, like what he is at this point. And then last year he flipped the script. He was very good. Like, I mean, the run defense was still a problem, but as far as coverages go, they varied it up. They ran a good amount of cover 1, cover 3, borders, cover 6. They had you constantly guessing what they were doing. This year, it's like they regress back down, and maybe the injuries are part of the reason why it's changed what they can do schematically, but it's cover 1, cover 3. That's really all we're seeing from them. Occasionally they're throwing in some quarters or maybe some cover 6 here and there, but it's like on third down, you can count on cover 3 better than 50% of the time. And
so the huddle of the Packers defense kind of sounds like Kyler Murray in his press conference out there. He just gets to the huddle and he's like, schematically we were fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, so the tape I watched was last week's game against the Eagles, and it's like they came out to start the game, third downs. They wanted to run cover 1. They wanted man coverage. They wanted to blitz Jalen Hurts, and then Jalen Hurts put up like 75 yards the first 3 times they tried to do it. And they were like, well, this doesn't work. So we're just going to run cover 3 the rest of the time. But yeah, their defense is perplexing to me, man. Like they have some hogs on the D line who I like and can have the power to hold up. Like Kenny Clark is a monster. No one doubts that. And the kid they got out of Georgia last year, Devontae Wyatt's a good player. Actually, he might be injured. I didn't see him on the tape anywhere, come to think of it. But Dean Lowry out of Northwestern, guy's solid against the run. But
he went to a school I went to.
Just
from local kid. Yeah, Dean Lowry. He's in my sister's class, actually.
He's from Rockford?
Yeah, Dean Lowry is. It's pretty cool.
But-
I wish he was on the Bears, honestly, but I don't know how
Yeah.
he's been playing this year.
He
really
gonna keep playing hard. He gonna keep playing hard because he don't want to go back to the hood, man.
All right, Rockford's not just an entire hood. I mean, that school was on the west side, though. I will say that. It is on the west side.
I'm just
But-
giving you shit, bro.
Yeah, I know. I grew up on the west side, too, so.
What I saw was that really their linebackers had a hard time playing through blockers. They I mean, we talked about it plenty.
Pat
with
knows.
Roquan. Can they stack and shed? Can they get through a block, or do they have to try to run around it? And like some of the times it just seemed like on tape the Packers linebackers weren't even trying to run around it. They were just kind of accepting that they were blocked and trying to clog up here or there. But really that was the issue I saw. Devondre Campbell, having been out, is probably really making it a lot worse than it had been. And Packers haven't been able to stop the run for like 3 years now,
Yeah.
but this is the worst it's been.
I feel like Kenny Clark hasn't been playing as well as he normally has either. Like, I don't know.
I'm really not sure how good of a run stuffer Clark is. Like, I know he can, but I almost get the feeling that he's more of a pass rushing nose tackle watching him because he's such a good pass rusher. And it's like you get this assumption that he's a run stuffer because he's a nose tackle, but I'm not sure that he is a run stuffer. He's capable of it, but I'm not sure it's what he excels at.
If you actually think of it, though, like, think about it for what it is, though. The Packers' run defense is something that has actually never been good. Just think
Their defenses really have never been good. That's why it's incredible because this season was supposed to be a good defense.
But like, think of like some of like the big playoff performances that we've seen. Not even running backs put up against their run. Like think about Kaepernick. Think about Vic. Think about
Raheem Mostert.
Raheem Mostert. Yeah, like they just get. Well, think about any time that they played the 49ers later than Thanksgiving. They just get absolutely shit pumped. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Like matchup wise, regardless of the Jimmies and Joes, I think schematically, because you brought that word up, and all I kept hearing was fucking Kyler Murray just being schematically we're fucked. Dude, this is a perfect game for us. Shorten the game, play good defense, which won't happen, so that kills part of that. But play somewhat like halfway decent defense. I think maybe we'll get a couple guys back for this game. Brisker still didn't practice, and Gordon didn't. But who knows? Like anything can happen. This Packers offense has not been good all year, and they may have had a little bit of an outburst the last few weeks, but it's really just all Christian Watson.